Hey, what's up everyone, OSG here with the 20 best Commodore 64 platform games, and let me tell you there are some absolute classics here. So as with the Amiga there are so many great games, so no doubt I will miss some people's favourites. But as you can imagine, with a catalogue as vast as the C64's, this was a mammoth task. Anyway, this is what I would consider the 20 best C64 platform games in order of greatness. So let's kick it off with Rick Dangerous in 20th place. It was a toss up between this game and Rick Dangerous 2, but for me the original is best. It's got everything you would expect from a platform game with a hectic non-stop action. It sometimes can be hard and tedious though, but still a great game. Nineteenth position is taken by Lode Runner. Now up until I started this channel I had never heard of this game, but after a few Commodore 64 videos I started getting comments about this game, mostly from American viewers. I gave it a go and realised I had missed out on a class game. Yeah, it's simple looking, but the gameplay is brilliant. In 18th place is Guns N' Ghosts. This is the first of a bunch of new games in this video. Released in 2013 from Cytronic, it's a single screen platform game that is super addictive and the 2-player mode is class. The graphics are good and the music is out of this world. Montezuma's Revenge is in 17th place. This is an early platform game and wins no awards for the graphics and definitely not for the sound, which is ear-piercingly horrible. So that means that this is on here for one reason: some of the best platform gameplay on the system. And when I say that, I mean top class gameplay. Sixteenth position is taken by It's Magic 2. This is another new game, so when you realise I'm talking about a 19-year-old game it sounds kinda weird, but what I mean is it was made after the C64's lifespan. Anyway, it's a top class platformer that I think has been heavily inspired from Mayhem and Monsterland and the Creatures games. In 15th place is Myth, History in the Making. This is not only one of my favourite platform games but one of my all-time favourite C64 games. The intro music is awesome and the graphics are amazing for the C64, but what it misses is the in-game music. Still though, I love this. Great Giana Sisters is in 14th place. This game was removed from the shelves due to an uncanny likeness to Nintendo's Super Mario Bros. Whilst it's never been a favourite of mine, I know that there's a lot of love for it on the C64, and in my eyes it's better than the Amiga version. 13th position is taken by Mayhem and Monsterland. This is one of the last commercial games released during the C64's lifetime, and the fact that it's below midway on this list just means that the quality of the games on this list is outstanding. It's a massive platform game that is a treat to the eyes and ears, with some truly great graphics and sound. Mix that with some really well thought out level design and you get one awesome platform game. In 12th place is Creatures 2. Don't worry, Creatures is next on the list, as they are both equally as good. When it comes to great looking C64 games, these two always spring to mind. I've put this one below the original for originality reason only, as they are both definitely worth playing in their own right. Creatures, as I said, is in 11th place. I've said it all in the previous game, but if you're after a quick platform fix that will have you using a little brain power on the way, give the Creatures games a blast. Tenth place is taken by a true classic, and that's Bobble. I remember having this back in the day and loving it, not only for the arcade looks and gameplay, but mostly for the SID conversion of the brilliant arcade soundtrack. I actually prefer the SID version over all others. It just sounds so right. In 9th place is Impossible Mission. This was a game that blew me away with the character animation. Yeah, maybe now people wouldn't give it a second thought, but at the time though, this was so realistic. It's a super challenging game that will have you pulling your hair out, trying to make pin perfect jumps, but it's proper rewarding too. Prince of Persia is in 8th place, and this is a game that is so good that it's fooled loads of people into thinking they played it back in the day on their C64, but they never, as it was only released in 2011. Anyway, that aside, it's a great version of an excellent game that was released on a staggering 22 systems. Seventh place is taken by Bruce Lee. The amount of lists that I have left this out of and been right royally rinsed for is no one's business. This game is a good one, but it's a bit short and can be completed in around 7 minutes or so, but it's a lot of fun to play, and any game with a great Bruce Lee in is okay with me. In 6th place is Ghosts and Goblins Arcade. If this wasn't here, I would have put the original in, but a bit lower. This is a remake and it's absolutely class. It's got all the features from the arcade and plays brilliant. It's a super hard game as you would expect, but it's worth playing. Super Mario Bros. 64 takes 5th place. Imagine if this had come out in 1985, my god, we would have thought all our Christmases had come at once. This is, apart from the slight slowdowns, a like-for-like version of a popular Nintendo game that launched a million consoles. One word, awesome. Fourth place is taken by Turrican. This is the original version of the game and it really showed what the C64 was capable of. To be honest, at the time it blew everything else away with its smooth scrolling and top class gameplay. In third place we have Donkey Kong Jr. It's another new game and it's one of the best arcade ports ever to grace the system. The gameplay is good, the difficulty is just right. If this had the link screens then it would have been near perfect. Sam's Journey is in second place. Technically this probably should have been in first place as it's just a magnificent game, very like Super Mario Bros. 3 in the map area, but then you get into a massive game that has loads of different outfits and different abilities as you guide Sam through what can only be described as a perfect platform game. And now in first place is Turrican 2. This game took everything that we thought couldn't be improved from the first game and did just that. Again, I miss the in-game music but I quickly forget about it the moment I'm thrust into the best platform shooter on the system. It's awesome, but what else would we expect from Manfred Trends? Okay, that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments below what your favourite C64 platform games were, and if you haven't already, please drop this video a like and subscribe to my channel for more great retro content. Till next time, this is OSG, signing out.